Today I thought I'd do something a little different, which is actually go through some of the comments I've received on a recent video. So the video in question is a reaction video I did recently to the band LOVEBITES. And this video is doing very well, and I'm so glad that I'm connecting with a lot of the fans of this group. And there's some interesting comments here for sure, so we're going to cover some different topics, most of which I'm sure regular viewers of the channel or LOVEBITES fans in particular will find interesting. We're going to cover obviously some of the more positive comments and some negative ones, and also we'll talk about what my least favorite type of comment is to receive. So this should be a fun little unserious exercise we have here. If you missed this initial reaction video, the link to it is in the description. It is in two parts, so part 2 is currently on Patreon if you would like to support the channel. But let's start with the top comment. Just letting me know that the band has changed bassists, which I didn't realize. So the songs that I covered in the video were Holy War, Judgment Day music video, and Break the Wall. And I didn't realize that Fami only plays in Judgment Day, whereas their old bassist Miho performed in the other two songs. And unfortunately, Miho has left the band for personal reasons, so I will do my best to check which bassist is on which song when I react in future. This next comment points out that the band is on tour. They ask me, you said you wanted to see LOVEBITES live, which I did say in the video, and we have some tour dates here. And this isn't the only comment to point out that the band is on tour. So I think you guys will be glad to hear that yes, I actually did buy a ticket to this tour. How could I not? I haven't been to a show since I saw Dream Theater this year, who are amazing. And I've just been hungry for another good show, and it just seemed like a no-brainer. Once you guys told me that they were on tour in the US, it's like, of course, I'll go. I'm not sure if I feel 100% comfortable telling you guys which city I'm seeing them in. But, you know, if you watch my channel, and if you're a fan of this band, and if you're going to a show, just keep an eye out for me. I will be there alone, so I would be more than happy to talk to anyone there. And that leads me to my next point, which is that I thought it would be fun for my next reaction marathon of this band to put together a probable hypothetical set list for this tour and react to the songs that I haven't already reacted to all in one go, so that I can be more prepared for this live show. So in other words, like, give me your best guess as to what the set list for this tour will be, and I will compare all of the answers and put together a marathon that I will upload prior to the show that I attend. So the idea really of this second marathon is to just get more familiar with the songs that I'm likely to hear, because I don't know about you, but I feel like it's always more fun when you go to a live show and you actually know the songs. And that will be a fun little video. The marathon will be posted to Patreon first, as patrons always get early access. What do we have next? Yeah, you guys clarified that they always sing in English, so I appreciate that. I did gather that during my initial reaction, but always good to have that confirmed. And it's always lovely to see such love and enthusiasm for the band, as in this comment right here. You've just discovered the best band on the planet. Metal plus grace plus elegance plus beauty plus sympathy plus great musicians plus great songs equals LOVEBITES. Love it. If you're a regular to the channel, you know that I'm not always 100% positive, and I don't think I was 100% positive in my initial reaction either, as I rarely am. I always have some critical comments. But I'm happy that most of you guys, such as this person here, acknowledging that I'm not a reactor that just says, wow, amazing, etc. I try to dive as deep into the music as I can and give my completely honest opinion. It just so happens that my opinion of this particular group was like 90% positive, 95% positive. I did receive a few comments along the lines of this, which is that my song choice for the initial 6-song marathon was not the best, because it didn't include a Swan Song with the Chopin intro and a Frozen Serenade specifically. Those were the two songs that you guys were frustrated that I didn't cover, but I just like to reassure you that I've received the message and I will cover those songs eventually, and it's possible that they'll be in your hypothetical set list. But I just want to acknowledge that I'm aware now, having read so much of your comments, that this band is not purely thrash/power. and that they do incorporate a number of different styles. I was aware of the symphonic metal influence, but I wasn't so much aware of the prog metal influence that a lot of you guys brought up. And Edge of the World also was another song that got a lot of requests. This person also says that they incorporate some jazz, progressive funk, and even punk, so I definitely find that to be interesting. This person asks, did someone recommend these songs? So the songs that I chose for the first marathon were Holy War, Judgment Day, Break the Wall, Soldier Stands Solitarily, Where's Identity, and Set the World on Fire. And the reason I chose those songs is because I just did some research as to what some of their most popular songs were, what their most reacted to songs were. Those happened to be the most reacted to ones, so I thought that they would be a good choice to give a broad picture of the group. I see now that's not the case. Also, a few guys pointed out that in Judgment Day I missed the bass. Yeah, I do apologize. So I'm going to quickly re-listen to this song right now, just off video, to see what it is that I missed. I'm going to really try to pay attention to the bass. So in the intro, I'm hearing the dun, 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 dun. Is that what you guys were talking about? Or is there more? Let's listen to the rest of the song. Yeah, okay, you guys are right. There's so much cool stuff that the bass is doing in that song, especially in the chorus. It's particularly noticeable, and through some of the more high-end fills, and certainly during the solo section as well. Yeah, you'll forgive me for missing that, because I'll never get tired of saying this, just to warn people. I rarely notice the bass because it is like down low, giving the song its foundation, and my ear is more drawn to the strings, the vocals, the guitars. But when I pay close attention, obviously I can tell that there's some really sick stuff going on there. Also, the bass is mixed nicely in that song. It is pretty upfront, so I don't know how I missed it. It's just the kind of listener that I am, really. This person recommends Unlucky Morpheus, Cadaver, Revidak. I'm well familiar, don't worry. Amazing group, I really should talk about them more on the channel. Black Pentagram, I believe, is my favorite song by them. I think they just put out a new song, so yeah, I'm going to cover that. A lot of people took a lot of time to go into detail about their background, what their thoughts are on the group, little anecdotes here and there, and I very much appreciate all that stuff. It's really interesting. And I do apologize that I can't cover every comment, of course, in this video, but I do read every single one, always, except for a certain type of comment. And now we're getting to my least favorite comment to receive, which is something like this one here. So just so you know, if you send me something like this, that is basically like a laundry list of links and factoids, I promise you I'm not going to read that. The reason why is because clearly to me it's something that's been copied and pasted across multiple creators' comment sections. So it doesn't matter who I am or what I've said in my video, this same comment is going to get posted. So basically all the time I've taken in my video to really pay attention to this group and my sincere attempts to unpack their material has just not really been acknowledged by this comment, and maybe that sounds egotistical, but forgive me if, as a content creator, I'd like to think that my content actually gets watched. And I can tell that this person didn't watch my video because they are recommending songs to me that I've already covered in the video, like Judgment Day. We've Break the Wall, Soldier Stands Solitarily, which I said I was going to cover in part 2, Holy War, which is the very first song I covered in the video, Where's Identity, another song I cover in part 2. I'm not going to take the time to read this if I feel like this person hasn't taken the time to watch the video. I would much rather you leave a short comment or a long comment just sincerely telling me what your favorite song by them is, and I will know that you at least took the time to write something original to me in an effort to influence the content. Because the reason I do this is not to kind of pump out content, you know, as a checklist. It's more to genuinely engage with the communities. So, you know, just if you're going to leave a comment, talk to me. you know, let's be humans about it. I understand that you want to promote the group, but this kind of thing is rather low effort if that's what your goal is. This person seems to want to correct my pronunciation of Asami. I pronounce it Asami because I thought the Japanese pronunciation puts the emphasis on the first syllable. Like Asami is more of an American pronunciation of that. But correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I thought, but I'm happy to be corrected if I'm wrong. And basically, 99% of all of these comments were very positive and helpful, except, of course, for my final one, which is this one right here. I mean, you can't please everyone. Not everyone is going to like you, and this applies to life in general, not just content creation. I don't know what this person's problem is. They didn't elaborate. I think it really just is as simple as they just don't like me. So that's why you can't spend your time trying to be likable all the time because it's never going to work. There's always going to be someone with a problem. And I usually actually don't allow comments that are full-blown name calling, but I found this one kind of amusing because they use the sad emojis, so they're more like disappointed than mad, so I couldn't find the heart to delete it. I thought it would be a good relic. And I rarely delete comments, by the way. I only delete comments if they are kind of along these lines, like personal attacks, really vitriolic. But I always welcome disagreements and alternative points of view, so as long as you're respectful, all opinions are welcome here. And I think that about concludes the comments exploration for today. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I think I may do this again in future for other videos that do well when there's a good pool of thoughts to dive into. Let me know any other comments you have below on anything I've brought up here, and be sure to provide me with your hypothetical set list for the US tour. Very important. I'll be compiling all that data and putting together a stellar set list for the second marathon. Again, the link to part 1 of my Love Bites marathon is in the description, as well as the link to part 2, which is early access on my Patreon. And if you don't know me, my name is Oha Cade. I'm the composer for the symphonic metal project Valcata. We recently put out a new song called Overload the Reactor. The link is also down below. I'd love to hear what you think. And there's also a link to my full reaction database spreadsheet if you're curious about all of the other music I've covered on the channel. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much and take care.